I've been thinking a lot recently about the chaos of the world, the masks people wear, the games they play, and the way they strive to adapt to what they think is expected of them. Funny, isn't it? How everyone spends their lives trying to fit in, trying to be someone they're not, only to escape facing the truth. What's the truth, you ask? Well, let me tell you, it's simple. You don't need anyone else to affirm your existence. You alone are enough. Take a deep breath. Sit down for a moment. I want you to comprehend something. Most people walk through life bearing a weight, a burden, a shadow of doubt. And why? Because they're constantly hunting for acceptance. They want someone to tell them they're good enough, clever enough, strong enough, worthy enough. But let me tell you something, they won't find it. They never will. Because the truth is, no one else can define you. Not your parents, not your friends, not society, not the media, and especially not the ones who whisper behind your back. People will try to define you, box you in, tell you who you should be, what you should believe, how you should act. But what if you stopped listening? What if you discovered that all of that is meaningless? What if you discovered that you alone, with all your shortcomings, all your idiosyncrasies, all your imperfections, you are enough? Look around. Look at the world you live in. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's unexpected. But that's where the magic happens. It's amid the chaos that we actually discover who we are. It's in those moments of uncertainty, of being alone with your thoughts, when you realize something fundamental. You are the only constant in your life. You are the only one who gets to decide what happens next. Not anyone else, just you. Now, I know some of you are sitting there wondering, but Joker, what about the people in my life? The ones who matter to me? Can't they help me? Aren't they supposed to make me feel like I'm enough? And I get it. I really do. There's nothing wrong with having people in your life who care about you, who support you. But let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how fragile that support may be? How easily it can evaporate when things are rough, when you fall, when you make a mistake. People will always let you down. It's not because they want to, not necessarily. It's only that they can't carry your weight for you. They can't repair your problems, they can't heal your wounds. At the end of the day, you have to be enough for yourself. You have to be your own source of power, your own incentive to keep going. Because when the dust settles and everyone's gone, it's just you and the person in the mirror. And you must be able to look that person in the eyes and say, I am enough. And what about all those voices in your head? The ones telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll never measure up? I've been there. Hell, I live there. But here's the issue, those voices, they don't get to decide who you are. You do. That's right. You decide. You get to select who you are, what you stand for, and how you show up in the world. You don't need anyone else's permission. You don't need their approval. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you that you matter. Because guess what? You matter. You matter because you exist. You matter because you have a story to tell. You matter because deep down, you know that you're capable of far more than you give yourself credit for. It's in you all along. But the trouble is that you've been too busy looking outside of yourself for answers. You've been listening to the wrong people. And worst of all, you've been listening to the lies you've told yourself. The first deception is that you need someone else to complete you, that you need someone to make you whole. But that's rubbish. You were born entire. You were born complete. You don't need anyone else to affirm your worth, your potential, your dreams. You alone have the power to shape your own life. It's in your hands, not anyone else's. So stop waiting for someone to come along and tell you that you're enough. You don't need that. What you need is to look in the mirror and understand that you've always been enough. The second lie is that you have to be perfect. Society teaches us that we need to be perfect, that we need to have it all together, that we need to follow a set path. But that's another falsehood. Perfection is a trap. It's a cage. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be you. And trust me, that's more than enough. Look, I'm not saying you won't make mistakes. Of course you will. We all do. But here's the thing. Your mistakes don't define you. Your shortcomings don't define you. The only thing that defines you is how you rise from those mistakes, how you learn from them, how you pick yourself up when the world knocks you down. And trust me, the world will knock you down. It's inevitable. But what's not inevitable is whether you get back up. And that's where your power rests, in your ability to rise time and time again, no matter how many times you fall. You see, I've learned something vital in all my years of chaos, of lunacy, of misery, and that's that it's not about the destination. It's about the journey, the struggle, the battle, the fight. That's where the meaning is. The meaning isn't in being perfect. The meaning isn't in being loved by everyone. The meaning is in accepting yourself, warts and all, and realizing that you are, in fact, enough. And here's the amazing part. When you discover this, when you realize that you are enough on your own, the world begins to move. People will start to notice your confidence, your strength, your capacity to stand strong in the face of adversity. They'll be drawn to you not because you need them, but because you don't. Because you're standing in your own power, and that's magnetic. People like to be around individuals who are comfortable with themselves. They desire to be with folks who know their worth. They want to be among people who don't need anyone else to feel complete. They want to be among people who are enough exactly as they are. And let me tell you, when you honestly think that you are enough, nothing can stop you. Nothing can break you. You'll face the world with a new degree of strength, a new level of determination. You'll look at the obstacles ahead of you and you'll say, bring it on, because you know, deep inside, that no matter what life throws at you, you've got this. You are enough. And that's all you'll ever need. So the next time you find yourself questioning your worth, when you start thinking if you're good enough, simply remember this. You are enough. You always have been. You always will be. You don't need anyone else to tell you that. You don't need someone else to complete you, because the only person who actually matters in this world is you. Don't let anyone make you feel less than that. And don't ever forget it. I alone am enough, and so are you. Now go forth and show the world who you really are.